Humans. Humans. I am your herald. You already know. Of the God. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, let me turn all the way over so you can look at it. No, I mean look over there. Look at it. Now look at me. And welcome back to the Culture Guys channel. So Kraven, Sony, Marvel. All right, y'all. So I am late to the Kraven review party. I know the entire world has seen it already. I am late to the party. I wasn't in a rush to see Kraven, really, for a couple of reasons. Number one, let me start off by saying this. I know a lot of my fresh take, fresh out of the movies, seeing the movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was not. I'll put it to you like this, man. When Marvel was building up their catalog to get us to the Avengers, we had no idea the Avengers was coming. Right? We took the Hulk, Iron Man, what came after that? Captain America. You know, we took all those movies separately as their own movie, Thor, and we kind of assumed it was coming because we saw the Nick Fury, you know, the after credits, end credits scenes, and we kind of thought something was coming. But we had never seen anything like it before, so we didn't care. We were going to each movie and taking them as they were. Now, I dare say that those movies were slightly better back then, but this movie falls in line with what a Marvel movie is. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you haven't seen Kraven the Hunter, you've probably already seen all the reviews by now. So I'm not gonna go into super detail. There's some, YouTube channels that break it down for 30 minutes, going into detail about every character. I'm not gonna do that. My job here at this channel is to give you a quick synopsis, a general kind of idea of what the movie is about. But Kraven the Hunter, all right. He is a hunter in the Spider-Man universe. He's a villain, a super villain, really. And so many different places and ways that he's gained his powers through the comics and the cartoons and the movies over the years. But in this movie, he gains his power through a potion from a girl. So basically he gets attacked by a lion. And I believe this lion, the blood drips into one of his wounds. But the lion I think this lion is like some kind of like spiritual lion or some shit like that. Because the lion doesn't eat him. It just attacks him, drags him away, and then walks off. Then I want to say her name is Calypso. She is one of the Spider-Man villains. And she is not in a whole lot of stuff. Like when I first heard of Calypso in terms of Spider-Man, I might have heard about her one time. She's like a witch priestess of Haitian descent. And she does like voodoo and she does potions and magic spells and stuff like that. But anyway, she's a little girl. She finds Kraven as a young boy, a teenage boy, just after getting attacked by the lion. She saves his life by giving him some of her grandmother's potion because her grandma is a voodoo priestess as well. And it saves his life basically, but he gains abilities and powers because of the blood of the lion. Again, I guess it mixes with his DNA plus the spiritual potion that, she gave him, Calypso gave him. So boom. So he fast forward. Now the first 8 minutes of the movie, the prison breakout scene, we've already seen that on YouTube. I already saw the first 8 minutes. So I was like, yo, let's just get through this shit, man. Like let's wrap this up so we can get to the rest of the movie. And, he's basically, his dad is a drug dealer, a drug lord, and runs an operation and there's other drug lords, Russian, mobsters and shit like that involved. Kraven has a little brother who, is the weaker of the two brothers, but they love each other. Kraven runs away because he's tired of his dad's bullshit because his dad is a tough, mean motherfucker, right? He don't play no games. He believes in tough love, raising boys into men, but the harshest way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real army type shit, but he's a straight asshole with it. And Kraven as a kid is like, yo, His name is Sergey, by the way. I had a whole brain freeze there. Sergey runs away. He develops into a man, runs out into the jungle or safari, whatever the case is, or the wilderness, we'll say, because he's in Russia. And he becomes Kraven, the hunter. And he hunts down people who are just bad guys, basically. Anybody that has, done him wrong or is on a list of people that harm him or his family, he puts them on a list and then he goes and hunts them. And he's got abilities like Wolverine. He can smell you from a mile away. He can track you down. He just doesn't have adamantium. He's just really tough. He can fell from like a 10, 12, 15-story building and landed on his feet barefoot and chased a SUV, bro. That happened in the movie. Like, that shows his abilities and shit like that. Here's my thing. I think a lot of people went into this movie with a bad taste in their mouth because it was already announced that Sony was gonna pretty much stop making the Spider-Man villain movies. And so when that happens, and I'm seeing a lot of this, we're in this culture now that's being developed of movies really only being made, it almost feels like for content creators, for us to have something to say. Because what happens is some shit will happen before the movie ever comes out, and then it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths going into the movie. So you're already tainted, you're already biased before you go in. We saw what happened with Wicked, we seen what happened with Snow White, time after time for the last at least 2 years is what's been happening. An actor or actress will come on and say some wild shit before the movie comes out on their promo run, and then everybody already got an idea in their mind about how the movie's gonna be. So even if the movie was good or decent, they'll say it's trash. I didn't think this movie was trash, y'all. I'm the Herald, first of all, okay? I am not like the rest of these humans on this platform. I give you guys a straight, mostly unbiased opinion about how I feel about when I see something without the taint of whatever happened before the movie was released. You feel me? So I walked into the movie just thinking I'm just gonna enjoy a regular old Marvel film like I normally do. And it delivered. It delivered in a way that old Marvel films delivered, you know what I'm saying? Lots of action. So I'll talk about what I liked. I liked the action in there. I liked the Rhino being in the movie, because that was, to me, was going to be the best part. I was looking forward to the Rhino. Like, the Rhino is one of the best Spider-Man villains just overall. To me, I just love the power and pause, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but the character just feels like somebody Spider-Man would be fighting, because he's a little bitty, agile guy swinging and flipping around. And here's this big, slow monster. He's like the Juggernaut, but with a horn on his head, you know what I'm saying? But the CG with the Rhino look was just really weird, and that threw me off in the whole fight. The Chameleon, his little brother is the Chameleon. If you don't know about the Chameleon, he's another Spider-Man supervillain. But the movie overall, the action was good. When it got to the action, I liked the action. I did not like the weird crawling that Kraven does like an animal, because it looks like a lot of wire work went into it. And in 2024, and I said this before, I think my only biggest gripe with Marvel movies is with the technology in the year that we're in. We are 20 plus years away from the Incredible Hulk movies and the first Iron Man movies. But the Marvel movies give me the feel of those movies in the way that the CG and the action flow. Very rarely do they surprise me in an action sequence. There wasn't much about the Kraven action sequences that surprised me. So it was just like watching another kind of a Netflix or Disney Plus, Marvel action movie or Disney movie, you know what I'm saying? Comic book movie. Nothing really stood out to me for real. Nothing was crazy special about it. There were no surprises. There were no twists, no turns. Spider-Man still didn't make an appearance in this movie, which is a gripe that a lot of critics are saying. I don't really give a fuck about Spider-Man being in the movie. It would be like them doing the Penguin and then showing the Batmobile driving by every episode. I don't care. It doesn't matter if the reason why we're here is because Kraven belongs to the Spider-Man universe. The reason why you watch the Penguin is because the Penguin belongs to the Batman universe, and we love Batman. Same thing, right? But the Penguin's writing and the show was so damn good and well executed, I didn't care that Batman never showed up. I didn't give a fuck that we didn't see the bat signal to the very last, second of the last episode. So all that bullshit about Spider-Man never made an appearance needs to stop, because what I think maybe they were going for was an approach to the Sinister Six. Here's the problem. You fumbled the ball with that, Sony, because had you announced that you were working on Sinister Six or had end credits scenes at the end of Morbius, at the end of Madam Web, at the end of Kraven, you know what I'm saying? Had you had end credits, a scene to show us setting up the Sinister Six, then we would have been hyped and more people would have went out and seen it. I'm telling you now, they dropped the ball on the Sinister Six. Instead of doing all these individual Spider-Man villain movies and not giving us any direction on where they're going, I think that was the problem. We're walking into these villain movies like, first of all, there's no Spider-Man. They don't seem to be teaming up with nobody. You're just giving us the backstories. Okay, it feels like something's about to happen, like a big team up, but there's no clue or no sign of it happening at all. So my bottom line with this is, I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad they're just going to focus on Tom Holland and Spider-Man going forward. I think that's the best bet. Again, Kraven wasn't total trash. I think it was kind of just a C+ Marvel movie. It gave you just what you needed in a Marvel movie or an action movie or a superhero movie or a supervillain backstory movie. And that was pretty much what it was. It was kind of funny that my man spoke in complete Russian, like in the first 8-10 minutes of the movie and in certain parts. But then when he spoke English, it was like no accent at all. It was like straight American. Like he just woke up and was American and then it was wild. Outside of that, man, yeah, the movie was okay. I think you can kind of skip this one. I say skip it mostly for the reason that it's not part of a primary overarching story arc. There is nothing coming after Morbius. There's nothing coming after Kraven. None of this shit. It's a wrap. So, and Venom too. I forgot about Venom. Venom would have been dope. Hopefully he does make an appearance in the new Spider-Man 4. That's all I got, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. You better pull up on me. Don't pull up on for me. I'm tired, y'all. Don't pull up for me. Do it for the God.